So I'm going to give it a few minutes, guys, and then I'm going to jump into tonight's free mini training, which is how to build, how to gain credibility with investors if you are a deal packager, a property sourcer, a property trader, all the same thing, or if you're someone who is coming into the industry and looking to raise finance, private finance, with an investor. So how you can actually go about doing that. Okay, so give it a few more minutes. I appreciate that I am early, but I'm going to kick off because this will be in the group and you guys will be able to catch up on it anyway. All right, guys, let's kick it off. How to prove your credibility to investors. A really small word, guys, that actually carries quite a lot of weight. Okay, so it's the one thing that investors will look for when you're a property sourcer, a deal packager, if you are an individual who would like to raise private finance. Okay, so that's always going to be the same. I'm just keeping an eye. Hey Katie, how are you? Right, we've got somebody on the line. That's fab. Great to have you here, Katie. So I'm going to keep on, you throw me off my flow there. So fear not, guys, whether you're at the beginning of your journey, whether you're 6 months in, whether you're 12 months in and you're still struggling with credibility, I want to talk to you guys very briefly on this short, sharp and actionable mini training, how you can instill credibility to your offering, to your services, and even your person when starting from scratch, or if you are further ahead but you don't have the confidence. Okay, so I'm not going to go through my whole intro again, guys. If you've been in the community, there's 1,600 of you in here, if not more. You know who I am, you know what I do. I don't need to give you the backstory. So let's dive into tonight's session, okay? And what I'm going to talk about on the mini training tonight, guys, will transcend across various angles that you might be coming at this. So if you are coming at this from a deal sourcer's perspective, for example, Katie, who's on the call live tonight, is coming at this from a deal packager's perspective. Or you might be coming at this from the angle of someone who is hoping to raise private finance in order to do your own deals, to grow your own portfolio, to do flip projects. Either way, the approach that I'm going to talk you guys through tonight in terms of credibility remains the same. Okay, it absolutely remains the same. Now, the first thing that I don't want to hear, I'm going to make sure that we have no technical difficulties, and I'm going to mute this. Awesome. Okay, wall check's also on, which is fab. Katie, good, but no diesel all week, so I'm struggling to do viewings. You guys in the UK are having a problem with your petrol. We are not having that here, thank God. So the first thing, guys, that I don't want to hear is, well, it's okay for you, Danielle, it's all right for you, you've done deals, you've raised finance, you've taken part in joint ventures. The reality is, yes, all of that is true, but at one point in time, guys, I started this journey with fuck all, quite frankly. Fuck all, and that's not an exaggeration. I did not enter the arena with a leg up on anyone else. The one thing that I did have then was, and to my advantage, by the way, that I had something that others didn't, and it was hunger. Okay, so I was hungry to make a success of myself in the sourcing venture, and every action, every decision that I made was centered, and still is, around how badly I wanted to sell deals, to raise finance, to build my portfolio. Okay, so don't for 1 minute, guys, think it's all right for me. Don't for 1 minute think that it's okay for the other people who are online, who are doing deals, who are raising finance. It's simply not the case. It's simply not the case. So if you're coming at this straight out the gates as a relative newcomer to property sourcing or deal packaging, whatever the term that you want to use, with no deals at present or no investors onboarded, one of the first things that you can do to help build your credibility is actually increase your visibility. Okay, so one of the first things that you can do to build your credibility is to increase your visibility. So we've got 5 guys on the live at the moment tonight. Guys, comment below if you are posting on social media relevant stuff every single day of the week, either on your personal profile or in relevant property groups. So just comment social media below if you're doing it well, or hell no if you're not doing it well at all. Okay, I know there's a little bit of a lag. Connor McTagg, MCT. There's a blast from, there's a blast. How are you, Connor? So if you're not using your social media well enough, guys, let me know. Katie, in groups, that's fine. Groups is fine. David Plummer, pending. No, David, no, pending means it's on the back burner. Pending means it's not a priority. Let me assure you that your social media profile is priority, okay? So now that might seem a little bit straightforward, guys, and the reality is it is, okay? But so many people shy away from actually putting themselves out there. So let me put it to you as simply as possible. You will not gain credibility if you remain a secret. Pretty fucking obvious, okay? So how can you confidently approach investors to work with you if it appears as though you've crept out from the dark corners of the floorboards like a woodlouse? Think about it. No, you won't do business that way. You don't want to be the best kept secret in your town, in your area, on your patch. So the first trigger to point and to pull to boost your credibility is to get visible, guys. Get visible. Hi Chantal, how are you? Good to have you here tonight. Been a while. Okay, so what does get visible look like in social media? Documenting your journey, posting about your business, tell us about your daily activities, talk to us about your dealings with estate agents, give us an update on your viewings, tell us about the offers that you've put forward, update us on the offers that you've put forward, talk to us about the networking events that you're attending, go live at the networking events that you're attending, right? That's a small snapshot, guys. I could talk all day on social media and the things that you could do and the strategies that you could insert into your deal packaging business to give you a major boost. This is a screenshot. What I'm giving you here is a screenshot that will massively get you off the blocks. Massively get you off the blocks. Hi, Chantal. So I'm keeping an eye on the comments. Robert, what social media is best and should we focus on all or one? Okay, Robert, you are inside my Ready, Set, Source coaching program, which kicked off last week. We're going to cover that in great detail. But the reality is, at this stage of your journey, certainly for the first 6 to 12 months, you're going to want to focus on one platform. One platform, go all in, balls to the walls on that platform, and that's how you're going to get the momentum rolling, okay? This does not have to be rocket science, guys. In fact, most of the time, it can be ridiculously easy. But then why are so many people struggling to find investors or raise finance? It's purely because, wait for it, they are not implementing what they're consuming. So you're listening to me here tonight. Many of you tune in every single week for the free mini trainings, or listen to my rants online, or listen to some of the stuff that I put out, or read my email newsletters every week. A lot of you are consuming that. Very, 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 very few of you are actually implementing the things that I walk you through. Okay? Very few of you are not implementing what you're consuming. And this, by the way, guys, is something that I am really hard on in the guys inside my mentorship program. I kick their fucking asses regularly on this visibility topic, and you can ask any single one of them and they will tell you I am not lying, okay? But it's also the reason that many of the guys inside the mentorship program have no trouble finding investors, because they understand the crucial element that visibility plays when it comes to gaining credibility. Does this make sense, by the way? Love the rants. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Drop me, just make sense in the comments, guys, if you're getting the fact that actually having a visible and consistent online presence makes sense. If I don't know you, I can't do business with you. And that's a fact. And that comes across in any business. If we don't know you, we can't do business together. Yes, Robert Price, absolutely, yes. What one would I recommend personally in terms of social media platform? Facebook has been incredibly kind to me. Facebook has been incredibly kind to me in terms of raising finance. I spoke to you guys about 8 weeks ago. I raised £400,000 off one investor that I had never met before a matter of weeks ago. Facebook. So what's up next? The other step, guys, that you can take to add more credibility to your person when you're starting off, or if you're in this journey around about 6 months and you're getting fucking nowhere because you've no confidence, many of you will know it's a legal requirement to be fully compliant in your business as a property sourcer. But yet again, so many people fail to actually become compliant. They put it on the long finger. The reality is, guys, there are very few serious investors who will do business with a deal packager who is not fully compliant. Why would they take the risk? It doesn't make any sense. So those deal packagers and property sourcers who are fully compliant at the beginning of their journey should absolutely make that known, and in turn, it will immediately help boost your credibility. Think of this. Think of what I'm going through tonight, guys, as your Experian credit report, right? And we've got the arrow at the bottom when we're at like per or very per. And as we implement each of these steps, if you take what I'm telling you tonight and implement each of them, the arrow moves up slightly time and time and time again. If you do the steps that I'm telling you about tonight consistently, it's a really good way to think about it. Think of your credibility as your Experian credit report. Okay, so how does becoming compliant? What risks does it pose for the investor? Well, it's really more, Katie, for dispute settlement than anything else. So that if you sell someone a deal and it's not all that you said it was, if there is an issue with the property, if your due diligence has not been done correctly, if your numbers were presented incorrectly, if there is a dispute, you will want to have the relevant legal bodies and institutions in place to help take that off your hands and arbitrate that role outside of your business. Okay, so it means that the investor is covered should they make a claim against you, and it means you are also covered as well. Okay, so it's about the safety net. Okay, what level of compliance do you need for gaining investment only? I would go the whole hog, Paul, particularly as you are working with investors anyway. You are going to want to have your HMRC anti-money laundering in place. So you might as well, and the property ombudsman, so you might as well just tick all boxes, tick all the boxes. So how does being compliant, guys, help boost credibility? Well, first and foremost, it's a legal requirement in your business, and you are showing that you are playing by the rule books, okay? And it lets a potential investor see that you are following procedure. Secondly, it costs a little bit of money to become fully compliant, around about £1,000 to £1,200. Typically speaking, if someone is willing to fork out this investment into setting up their business correctly and legally, it can be taken as an indicator that this particular individual is not a flash in the pan type character, but someone who is serious about their business. Okay, serious about their business. So how do you let someone know that you're fully compliant? Mike Kaplan, what is fully compliant? Maybe not for this session, but it's not clear to me at the minute. Okay, would it help if I did a really short session on compliance? It's too much of a tangent, Mike, for tonight. So you're right, it's not for this type of mini training, but just drop the word compliance in the comment section below. And if there's enough comments, I'll shoot a really short mini training on compliance. Okay. All right, awesome. Right, so how do you let somebody know that you're fully compliant? It's really, 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 really simple. All right, so you actually let them know during your visibility campaign on social media. You introduce yourself, your business, the details of your official body memberships. And you can put the numbers, by the way, your registration numbers in a post. You set up your email signature with your official body logos running along the bottom of your email signature. Okay, you include your membership numbers on all your company literature, headed paper, business cards. A really simple move, guys, but what you have to remember this, is that many people embarking on their journey in deal sourcing ignore compliance. And that will immediately set those who do give compliance attention the ability to gain more credibility. So let's think of it again. Your Experian credit report needle, every single one of these things that you have in place edges the needle up more in favor from very poor, fair, good, very good, excellent credibility. That's what we want to be doing. Okay, Let's have a look. Compliance. Yeah, no problem, Mike. I'll do something on that if we get enough comments on it. The third thing, guys, that you can do to boost your credibility with investors, and this is particularly relevant for people who are not so much newcomers, but are still struggling to find the right investors, prepare a solid investor prospectus, okay? A well put together investor prospectus, guys, if done right, can actually do the talking and selling for you. Now, if you're coming at this straight off the blocks, you've got no previous experience, the types of things that you can include in the prospectus are things like your compliance details again. You can put in professional character references. You can put in details of your property education if you've done any, and most serious deal packagers do. If you've attended any courses, if you are on any masterminds, if you have a mentor in this, put the details in there and get a reference from your mentor, okay? It shows that you've actually invested in yourself to gain advanced education, as opposed to those who are serious about the business but haven't invested. Don't be afraid to show it. If you have invested in you, if you haven't invested in your business, fucking tell people. We're not here to be a secret. We're here to run a business, okay? So let's have a look and see where we at. Everybody's still good. Mine is in the making. Oh, yes. Katie, yours is in the making is because you are in the coaching program, and that goes without saying. Absolutely. By the end of it, you will have a rock star investor prospectus. Okay, so also in your investor prospectus, guys, you can include details of the power team that you use or intend to use, alongside references for each trade. This level of detail, guys, goes a long way in terms of building credibility. Remember, Experian credit report needle. It's the extra mile that many people won't do. So if you're listening tonight and you have some experience, okay, and you've maybe done a deal or two, but you want to know how to ramp up, how to scale your investor attraction and credibility, the premise is the exact same, guys. Get a first-class investor prospectus in place with your previous experience, with illustrations of the deal that you have been involved with in the past. Have a section dedicated to these types of deals that you generally tend to seek out, and run through an illustrative deal and numbers for your area. Okay, you can add further to that, guys. It's really important to highlight in your investor prospectus the fact that you have the ability to problem solve. Out of curiosity, guys, do we all have an investor prospectus? I suppose I should ask that question. If you have an investor prospectus, comment investor prospectus with a thumbs up. If you don't, investor prospectus, thumbs down in the comments. I'm keen to know how many of the guys tuning in live. We've got 13 on live at the moment. Could you possibly provide us with a template investor prospectus? Robert, you are in the coaching program and you're going to get that. Okay? Don't worry about that. That's your implementation homework coming up next week. Robert Stu posted in the group. Absolutely. David Plummer is working on his now. Paul Kennedy, basic one. Not need to worry about that. 𝗤𝗥 Helferty. Jesus Christ, 𝗤𝗥. I'm absolutely disgusted to hear that. Investor prospectus. Chantal. Good. Mike, you got to start. You've got to start. Okay, so the good news is that most of you seem to have one. Oh, sorry, seem not to have one. Honestly, guys, you have no idea of the trick you're missing there. For anybody that's on this tonight and in my coaching group, don't worry about it. That's not going to be an issue for you. But anybody that's outside that coaching group, let me assure you, you're going to want to give this some attention. Okay? Bearing in mind, guys, that as a property sourcer and a deal packager, your job first and foremost, whether it's with the agents, whether it's with the vendors, whether it's with the investors, is absolutely to be a problem solver. So here's one of the most powerful tips I can give you in order to boost your credibility with investors. And I want you to listen really carefully to this, really carefully. Don't sell them gloss. Got it? Don't sell your investor gloss. Sell reality. Show them the best, but most importantly, the worst case scenario in any deal or any venture that you might be wanting them to get involved in. Actively seek out conversations before the project kicks off, before the deal is closed, to cover aspects of what could go wrong. Do not wait for it to go wrong before you think of having that conversation, because I can assure you that will kill your credibility instantly, and it will be very hard to bounce back from that. So show your prospective investor that you are a forward thinker, that you are pragmatic, that you are optimistic, yes, but realistic first and foremost. Okay, so always be conservative with your numbers. Don't be tempted into inflating the deal to entice more interest. It's always better to over-egg the costs than and under-egg the profit. So essentially, I want you to under-promise to your investor, but always over-deliver. Does that make sense, by the way, guys? So you're going to under-promise always and over-deliver. We don't sell gloss, we're selling reality. Okay, I learned a harsh lesson on this with one of my very, very, very early source deals. So when I was dealing with the investor, I estimated the refurb about £6,500, thinking it might come in closer to 7.5 with the contingency. It came in at over 12, and he was not happy. He was not happy. The reality is, I went with the lowest figure I possibly could, assuming nothing would go wrong during the refurb. That was a mistake. Okay, I assumed that nothing would crop up that needed attention, and I didn't build in a contingency. It backfired on me, and my investor ended up paying double for the refurb. This made me look, in layman's terms, like an absolute dick, and it dented my credibility really early on because I simply hadn't been diligent enough with my figures. So my lesson here, guys, to you is not to sell gloss, sell facts, sell reality, sell the hope for the best but prepare for the worst scenarios. Just haven't. How conservative should we be as a percentage to go buyer? Okay, so and clarify your question, Robert, because it's not clear enough in the comments. So yeah, my lesson to you all here, guys, is don't sell gloss, sell facts, sell reality, sell hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Always demonstrate to your investor the alternative exit strategies that you have to consider. Talk to them about that. Document it. These guys go a long way when it comes to boosting credibility with investors. So I promise you, always short and sharp mini training, guys. Let's recap on what we've covered tonight. So if you want to boost credibility with investors, remember, Experian credit report, we want to boost credibility. First thing we're going to do is get visible. Document your journey, post about your business, tell us about your daily activities, talk to us about your dealings with estate agents, talk to us about the viewings, and update us on the offers that you've been putting forward. Second thing, get legal and show it. So showing your commitment to do the things right away goes a long way in boosting credibility. Don't be shy in getting online and publicly showing the commitment that you have made to your business. Put the logos of all the regulated bodies on your email signatures and all your business correspondence, okay? Third thing, prepare a rock star investor prospectus. This, guys, is your chance to highlight all the traits that make you investable and business worthy. So if you don't have any previous deals to show, get character references in there. Show compliance details. Get references for your tradesmen and your power team. If you've got some experience and you've done some deals, show us. Talk us through the process. Tell us the numbers. Show us where you struggled. Show us what worked. Show us what didn't. Okay? Number 5, don't sell gloss. Okay? Trust me, guys. Learn from me, Andy Jones. How much contingency do you use? It used to be 10% pre-COVID. It's in and around the region of 15 to 20 now, Andy. Don't sell gloss. Learn from me, guys. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Right? That was a really harsh lesson in humility for me. So by selling the best case and delivering the worst case, I took a massive hit on my credibility. If I'd have done that more than once, my name would have been mud in my area, in my patch. So my advice, guys, to you is to sell the reality. Have contingency conversations, but most importantly, under promise and over deliver every time, every single time. So guys, if this has been useful, fab, give me a like, give me a heart, show me some love in the comments. If you are a deal sourcer or a property sourcer and you want some help from me inside Property Sourcing Made Simple, you can drop me a comment below with the word help, or you can shoot me a DM with Save Me Woman, and we can have a quick chat. We can brainstorm a plan to get the wheels moving for you if you're struggling. Okay, so awesome, guys. Annie Williams, loving the hearts. Right back at you. Awesome, guys. Great to see you all, because I'm watching it here. No worries, David. Thank you. Hope it's been useful, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.